Okay, so I'm Jordan.
And I'm Anthony.
And so I was having this problem the other day. I was in Denton and I really needed to get to Dallas for a meeting. And I could only think of two options. Either I don't go and I just sit at home and do nothing, or I get in my car and I get stuck in traffic and I waste all my time waiting and all of my money on gas. But then I took a look at the DART map and I realized that I could take a train. And for any of you who have actually used DART or another train or subway system, you'll know that it takes a little work, but it's pretty easy to get where you're going. You've got to pick your one, you've got to know what stops you need to get off at and switch trains. And sometimes it's not going to drop you off exactly where you're going, maybe you're a few blocks away. But as long as you invest a little time in planning to get there, it'll get you where you want to go without the time and money. So I was telling this to Anthony.
And I thought about how it could apply to an online writing lab. You get students who they would rather sit at home. They don't want help. They think that they can handle it themselves. And so, yeah, they don't get where they need to go. You get other students who try furiously. They think, I got this. I'll just look it up online. I'll just Wikipedia it. I can get this done. Well, they're essentially sitting in traffic. We've all sat in traffic. It's terrible, right? You're basically wasting your time. You're tearing up your brakes. You're wasting your gas. You're having to breathe exhaust fumes from the car in front of you. And so instead, you could take the train. Well, we thought about the idea of a train in conjunction with an online writing lab.
So we took this idea of this map and we included it in an online writing lab website. So the current writing lab website is going to have much of the same information, but what it's lacking is something to show the students intuitively how to use it, or how it's going to work. So we put the map right at the top, so it's the very first thing they see. And so they'll know that they need to pick a track to know where they're going. And they'll also know that after they've planned this trip, they're going to have the infrastructure to help them get there. So with the train, it's going to be the tracks. But with this, it's going to be this knowledge infrastructure and the tutors who are going to help them get where they're going.
Yeah, and infrastructure, if you think about it, helps you do something. It helps you go places. It helps you get water out of the tap. And so we want to build an infrastructure. That way they can have certain expectations. What you could do is you could pick a color and say, we have home, we have hours and location, we have digital tutoring, tutors contact us. You could have a line for graduate students who want help on dissertations and theses. You could have another line for students who want help with the GSP test. So here we said, okay, blue is home. So anywhere on this page that you look and you see blue, you know that that's going to take you home. For hours and location, you may think, okay, that just needs to be one page, but you could separate it into when are your online tutoring hours, when are your walk-ins accepted, when are your appointments accepted. So you could do that. Also for digital tutoring, we'll talk more about that, and you can kind of see purple, they know it's connected to digital tutoring. Same thing with tutors. They see this orange gold color, it's connected. Same thing with contact us, you have your various ways that they can get a hold of you, and they see green, they know. The cool thing about this, the reason I really like these buttons that Jordan made, is they're actual tracks. I think that's pretty cool. But you can use any color and just continue the links on the page.
Right, so on your actual website, you're going to have a lot more tabs than we've included here. You can just group them into a certain number of groups based on how many colors you want to use. Now the closest example we have is digital tutoring. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that track. So what we've done is the students know that they need to choose a track. They've chosen one, and now they have a breakdown of the track. So we have this little visual with the dots, the different stops. So they know that they need to start at the top, and then they'll go in order and then need to meet each of their stops. So first they're going to learn what is digital scheduling, and then they'll actually schedule their appointment. And we're suggesting that they use something like BookFresh.
BookFresh is an online scheduling service. We thought about how best to schedule people. And we thought, okay, salons have online scheduling now. Doctor's offices, online scheduling. So we thought about our target audience for the Writing Lab. And a lot of these students are, say, 18 to 22, and they're the millennials. They came into this world with the internet, with connectivity. I mean, a freshman now was born in 1996, so they don't really know before the internet. They're used to booking things online, doing things online, doing everything that they can online, through phones, through tablets, through PCs, through whatever. So they're going to expect the convenience of online scheduling, I think. And one of the things that I really like about it is it's their servers. So if you're writing things down in the old appointment book, and somebody cancels, you don't have to cross them out and try to, fit somebody else in that line or correction tape over that, whatever. Or, if you have a big appointment ledger, 1 cup of coffee, gone. I mean, think about that. Or even if you're using something like Outlook and it's on UNT servers. We're all UNT students, we know about our fabulous infrastructure here, and sometimes Outlook just decides to go down. Well, that way, if something happens to the building, if something happens to your computer, or something happens to that appointment book, you don't have to call students and say, okay, when did you have an appointment? Who did you try to see? What did you try to see them for? It's all online, and I think you had some more points about it.
Right. Okay, so when it actually comes to putting it on your own website, you can include a widget that they can book directly on the website, or you can include a link and they'll go to BookFresh and actually book the appointment. And after the student has booked the appointment, you can set it up to where you'll get an email or a phone call or a text message letting you know that an appointment has been booked. And you can also set it up to allow you to approve the appointment. So say you've put online that tutoring is available on Thursdays from 12 to 3, and you know that your tutor is sick and they won't be in that week. So even though you've made it available online, if somebody tries to book at that time, you'll be able to tell them, sorry, we've had a problem, you can book it at another time. And you'll get that option before they think that it's set in stone. Another cool thing is that for the students who are used to calling in and scheduling their appointment or coming to the office, it's very easy for you to add in your own appointments to BookFresh. And then once you've added in your appointments and the students have booked them online, you can actually sync it with an online calendar. So like Outlook, you could sync it with Outlook, which could have other appointments and these appointments all together. You could have it on your desktop or on the internet, so it's available anywhere.
And again, I think the ability to call or make appointments online is something that we're used to with transportation. Since about the last 20 years, it's been common to, buy plane tickets online, to find train schedules online, rather than calling. One other thing that we've noticed in transportation is you get reminders. Amtrak has an app, and if your train is going to be late or early, if you were scheduled to take the 8:05 and it won't be there until 8:15, you get a message and it says, hey, it's going to be running 10 minutes late. Or I also got, I booked with an airline, and shortly before I got an email saying, hey, your trip is coming up. And it's just sort of a nice reminder, and you can set that. They can get an email or a text reminder and say, hey, it's 7 o'clock Wednesday, you have an appointment on Thursday, please be ready, here are the things you need to have ready, you need to show document, you need to have certain questions you need to ask, and you can probably even set up a survey to say, okay, what do you need help with? Is it APA style? Is it a dissertation? Is it an MLA style? Is it Chicago style? And that way, if they haven't selected a specific tutor, you can say, okay, Phil, APA, I'm going to assign you to that person, or whatever you need to do. So, also, one thing about it is it allows you to track the students who aren't showing up. So we've tried to mitigate no-shows by reminding them, but inevitably some people will miss their appointments. I understand the Writing Lab has a policy where if you miss 2 appointments, you're out of luck. They cannot help you anymore. Well, I'm sure you can tie in the EUID system or a student ID number to BookFresh, and that way you can say, okay, Tom C hasn't shown up once. You can send him a warning email and say, was there extenuating circumstances or did you just no-show? If he says, oh, I just no-showed, okay, warn him of the policy. If he does it again, you can see his name and you can reject that appointment.
Right, okay, and BookFresh is also like buying the ticket for your train. So they've picked their line, they've purchased their ticket, and now they know they need to go through each of their stops. So you can include all of this information that you want them to have beforehand on your track. So you can let them know how to get their document ready, how to log in to show document. They'll know that they're going to get an email. And you can also tell them how to participate in the tutoring session. Before it even starts, you can let them know to have questions ready. You can make sure they know that the tutors aren't there to do their work for them, and that kind of thing.
And speaking of tutors, that's another way that we've tied in transportation. There already are some biographies on there. We'd recommend kind of reformatting those and playing with those and maybe adding some verbiage. Say, hi, I'm Jane T. Guide and I like helping students get their papers where they need to go. Things like that. You can reformat this where it doesn't sound hokey, it still sounds professional.